Hi everyone, today's video is going to be on Kitt. So unexpectedly we've had a bit of an issue with Kitt's gearbox. Out when we were doing the filming, or the day in the drive-bys, I was putting it into just overdrive, as I always do, and it was as if the clutch was slipping when we were pulling away, which is a bit weird, considering we had a gearbox rebuild a couple of years ago, and it's probably only done maybe 1,000 or so miles since. It's fine if you put it into D or 2, so that's weird. That would suggest the gearbox is still working. So I'm going to check through all the obvious things, fluid, the linkage, TV cable, if that could even affect it. But first things first is let's look at this linkage to see if that's stretched or slipped or something like that that could be causing it. So adjustment process, as I understand it, is get the car into neutral and then get underneath. And then once it's in neutral inside, loosen, loosen that adjuster nut, cycle that back to park and then back to neutral, and then tighten it. It should be as easy as that, but we're going to have a wee look at the mechanism and brackets and everything, make sure there's no wear or anything in those. Right, so we get neutral position here, so that's us in park. Reverse, and that is neutral. Slip that in there. Make sure that little square bit's lined up like that. Right, now go back in the car, make sure position inside the car is correct. So that's us in overdrive, that is us in neutral there. I would say the utmost position against that detent there. Right, so get that nipped up now. Should be that part done. Done. So we'll have a look inside. So that's park. Reverse. Into neutral. That should be into overdrive. To drive. To. Right, so we're back in Kitt again. Next part of this gearbox puzzle we're working on. So yeah, I adjusted the TV cable, I adjusted the selector cable, and still we've got this issue with the gearbox slipping. So, but only in first, and it only seems to be as well when it's in drive overdrive selection. So that's a bit weird. So we'll see if we can catch some of it on the camera. Tonight we're going to go and have a look at the fluid on it. We're going to drop a wee bit out, so maybe that'll give us some clues as to what's going on. So at the moment it's in D. I mean, you can't really make out because all the console's out. I want to make sure there was nothing interfering with the shifter mechanism. But yeah, as you see it, you know, it drives along perfectly happily. So that's just in drive. You drive 1, 2, 3 with overdrive off. You know, it seems pretty happy. You know, it's changing gear like it should. It's just this first gear thing. We'll see if we can demonstrate it further up when there's not so much traffic about, and I'm left at a junction going nowhere. Right, here we go. So this will be a good example here. I don't want to do this too often because it's something pretty worn or something's pretty unhappy. So Right, that's just in neutral. Right, that's neutral there, right, so keep an eye on the revs. That's at drive. See, it's just revving. And put it into D, and then we're away. So yeah, it's not ideal. See what I mean? That's you 3,000 revs and we're just not really moving. And that's you. Grips and it's gone. So we appear to be losing it in drive as well. So that's not too good. Oh well. Be towing it back home. It'll be funny. Changed my mind. I'm not going to drive it any further. It's just feels like it's slipping in second as well. Yeah, so we're going to end up not getting back home in it. So yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, it's definitely going in second. That's it, held in second. Oh well, stay tuned and find out what happens with Kitt's gearbox. Although it might be next year now, till I save up for another rebuild. So much for all the content we were going to do. I think we'll take it nice and easy. Make sure we get home.
So guys, what do you think? 1,200 miles and 2 years after a gearbox rebuild. A full gearbox rebuild. Leave me some comments.